Welcome to the ATL as our 8th-ranked Grambling State Tigers hit the road to take on the 1-2 Panthers of Georgia State. First quarter action, Charlie Brooks goes up the gut and spins his way to 9 yards. Later in the drive, Austin drops back, and he hits Bradford on the sideline. The big tight end gets upfield and gains 13. Next play, Austin hits Higgins on the screen. He catches a block downfield, hits the turbo button, and picks up 20 yards. Then check out the moves by Brooks. He hits the spin cycle and muscles his way to 8 yards. Next play, Austin drops back and shows off his touch, hitting Terrell on the slant across the middle. He gets into the end zone, 7-0 Tigers. Panthers take over. Gross drops back, scrambles right, puts a move on carry, gets upfield, and fights for a 12-yard gain. Then Gross drops back again, tries to scramble out again, but Jason Brown is there to bring him down for the sack. On second down, Gross sets up the screen for Stubbs. He gets a block on the outside, gets up the sideline, stiff arms for a 22-yard pickup. Later in the drive, Gross with the 5-step drop and hits Gentry wide open. He turns and picks up 12, first and goal. On first down, Gross pitches to Stubbs, but John Nichols is there to bring him down for the 4-yard loss. Next play, Gross with the quick drop, connects with Penny Hart, but he's brought down at the 2-yard line. Third down, Stubbs tries to go up the middle, but Josh Gary is there to bring him down. What a play by the linebacker. Panthers go for it on fourth. Gross drops back. Can't find anybody in the end zone, and Jason Brown finally takes him down for the sack. Turnover on downs. Grambling's offense takes over. Austin keeps the option right, cuts it up the middle, finds a crease and gains 16. A few plays later, Austin drops back and finds Rob Bradford across the middle, and he picks up 14. Then Austin goes back to the air, scrambles out of the pocket, to his left, sets his feet, and throws a dime to gun downfield. The sophomore connection picks up 27. Next play, Austin drops back again, scrambles to his right, and hits Rob Bradford coming open for a gain of 16. 3 plays later, Charlie Brooks bowls his way into the end zone. Tigers take a 2-score lead. Georgia State looks to answer. Gross goes play action and hits Knight coming across the middle. He breaks 4 tackles on his way to a 31-yard gain. Later in the drive, Stubbs takes the handoff, bounces it outside, breaks 1 tackle, and picks up 6 in the first. Next play, Barnett takes the rock, bounces it out left, and fights his way to a 12-yard gain. Then Barnett takes the handoff, bounces it right, and walks into the end zone. Georgia State gets on the board, 14-7. Next Grambling possession, Higgins takes the handoff, finds a crease, and gains 10. Later in the drive, Austin drops back, tries to connect with Terrell on the corner, but is picked off by Bacon, and he turns it upfield and gets pushed out at the 30-yard line. Georgia State would come out throwing. Gross hits Knight on the check down, and number 84 bowls his way ahead for 15. A few plays later, Gross drops back and tries to scramble out, but freshman Richard Maynard is there to get the sack. Panthers settle for 3. And Grambling State would take over. Charlie Brooks finds a small hole and is off to the races. The big back is finally dragged down after a gain of 25. Next play, Austin goes play action, scrambles to his right, sets his feet, and throws a dart to gun. The wideout picks up a huge gain of 22. Next play, Austin goes back to the air, and he's lobbing it up in the end zone for Bradford, and he comes down with it. What a pitch and catch, 21-10 Grambling State. After a Panthers 3-and-out, Austin goes back to the air. He hits Bradford across the middle for 10. A few plays later, Austin with the deep drop, and he throws a dart across the middle to Clark for a gain of 17. 14 seconds left in the half. Austin goes back to the air. He hits Rob Bradford for a gain of 16. Gordon would come on and add a field goal right before the half, putting Grambling up 24-10. Tigers offense is clicking and the defense is playing hard. Let's see if they can keep it up in the second half. Started third, Gross with a 3-step drop. He hits Hart on the slant, and Penny turns it upfield for a gain of 18. Then the slant game was working great for the Panthers. Gross hits Duckworth. He makes a few moves and picks up 18. Then Gross keeps the option right, sheds not 1, but 2 tackles and fights for a 13-yard pickup. Later in the drive, Gross goes back to the air and finds a Feedy open behind the zone, and he walks into the end zone. Tigers cut the lead down to 7. Grambling takes over. Higgins finds a hole on the left, makes 2 cuts, and picks up 8. Then Austin goes back to the air and hits Clark on the curl route for a gain of 12. A few plays later, Austin drops back, scrambles left, and throws it into the end zone. Check out this catch by Demetrius Gunn. He gets another big play, this one for the touchdown. 31-17 Tigers. Georgia State will show off their running game. Stubbs takes the handoff, cuts it back left and finds a crease and picks up 10. Then Gross takes a deep drop, tries to scramble right. He sheds the Maynard tackle, but Hodges is there to clean up the mess. Third sack on the night for the Tigers. After the Panthers go 3 and out, Austin keeps the option right, cuts it back across the middle of the field and picks up 11. Then Brooks takes the handoff, bounces out to the left, makes a cut, and rolls his way to an 11-yard pickup. Later in the drive, Higgins goes up the middle and pushes his way into the end zone. 38-17 Grambling State. Last chance for Georgia State. Gross with the 7-step drop, and he threads the needle to Gentry on the sideline. He picks up 18. Then Gross tries to go back to the air. He scrambles to his right, and Anthony Mullins is there for the sack. Georgia State forced to go for it on 4th down. Gross goes back to the air, avoids the sack, uses his stiff arm, and fights his way to a 17-yard gain. Later in the drive, Gross drops back and hits Stubbs on the check down. He bounces off a defender and gains 7. A few plays later, Grubbs drops back, tries to force a pass across the middle, but is picked off by Fred Paris. What a play by the corner, stopping the drive. Then Austin will put a nail in the coffin. He scrambles out to his right, sets his feet, and throws it deep to route behind the defense. He's wide open, and the wideout would go 79 yards to the house to end the game. And Grambling would roll big, 45-17. What a bounce-back game for our G-men. It was a big day for Phil Austin. He finished 21 of 30 for 347 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, Charlie Brooks had a quiet 20 carries for 142 yards and 1 score. He would leave in the 4th with a minor injury, but he would be okay. Out wide, Rob Bradford had a huge day, 9 grabs for 99 yards and a touchdown. Gunn caught 4 balls for 84 yards and a sick TD grab. And on defense, Josh Carey led the way with 12 tackles. The Tigers also racked up 5 sacks, led by Jason Brown's 2. And sophomore corner Fred Paris had the late game interception. Another dominating performance by our Tigers, extending our winning streak to 17 games. We look ahead to our matchup with Texas State and the new recruits added to the recruiting board in the Tigers Den podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Big C Got Game, and we'll talk in the Tigers Den podcast. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.